Guys! 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 I made a suit. Ah! Hey guys, it's LDdraws and welcome here to my next video. So as you read by the title and the very interesting intro, I made my own classic Spider-Man suit completely from scratch. So the reason that I wanted to make this suit is because a while back I actually made my own classic suit, which I still have, but I only got to wear it a few times because I was taking it off one day and the zipper busted and like an idiot I didn't fix it the right way. So I kind of just have it in my closet, and obviously this wouldn't fit me to this day. I just took two Amazon spandex bodysuits and glued them together because I didn't know how to sew at the time and I did not feel like hand sewing this entire thing. I have some photos that I'll put up, but here is what it looks like. The entire thing is puffy painted. Not bad for a first suit, honestly. Here's the back logo. You can't really... Bam. Yeah, the gloves and boots are separated by buttons, which I did on my new suit, but we don't care. We don't care about this suit. We care about new and improved version classic suit. Anyway, so with that out of the way, we're gonna dive deep into this suit and talk about it. So the materials that I used for this suit, oh, this is gonna be a lot. I used red Liverpool spandex. I used this like blue fabric from Joann's. I don't remember the exact name. I'll try to find it and put up a picture, but it's like this textured like grid type blue. It's really stretchy and soft, so, and I really like the color, so this definitely goes along well with the suit. I keep on like super glue, like 3 Sharpies, some snap buttons, black and red craft foam, a sewing machine, red and blue thread, PC fan mesh and white spray paint. I think that's it. And yeah, that's all the materials that I used to make this costume. So it all started one day when I was trying to make a Spider-Man mask, and I made these lens templates of like a Ditko style lens, and I really liked them, and I decided, you know what, it's been a long time since I've made my own classic suit, and I have a sewing machine now and everything, so I can actually make the costume. Now keep in mind, I've never made like a shirt piece or pants or anything like that, so this is all new to me. But I watched a video on how to make patterns, and I made a pattern all scaled to my body. Now keep in mind, this pattern wasn't perfect. I had to keep on updating it while I was making the suit, making things bigger, smaller, making things larger and smaller, just, you know, adjusting it as I need. And that's what got us to here. Hey guys, Edit and Lyric here. I just wanted to say that I forgot to mention something while I was talking about the shirt piece. While I was making the pattern, I also decided to make the logos, and I'll put up some progress pictures right here. So, boom. Alright, now back to the video. So, I have a lot of progress pictures. I don't have any video progress, unfortunately, but I do have a lot of progress pictures of me making the suit. And oh my god, let me just tell you, this suit was not easy to make. There was a ton of fitting that I had to do for this costume in order for it to work. I first started out by making this shirt piece. Actually, no. I first started out by making the mask, which was the easiest thing because I've made tons of masks before. So I just used my mask pattern, traced it onto the fabric, sewed it all together, which is a lot more efficient and faster because I had the sewing machine instead of hand sewing it. Glued the lenses on, which I made first, and then sharpied on the webbing. And let me just say, I love this textured fabric. I've never used textured fabric before in a suit, and I really wanted this suit to have a sense of texture, and it just looks amazing. Now you might be asking why I didn't do puff paint webs this time, and that's because my last suit took way too long. It actually took me months to make because of the puffy painting process, and I heard that, you know, Sharpie doesn't really wipe off fabric easily. Like after a few washes, it fades, but it still stays on pretty well, and as you can tell, it pops really well against this fabric. So yeah, this mask could definitely be a little bigger. It is a little tight on my face, but I really do like how it turned out. I think it looks awesome, and it goes really well with the suit. After that, I made the shirt piece, which took a while, but I glued the logos on there, sewed all the red and blue parts together, and then drew all the webbing on. But before I drew all the webbing on, I had to add this neck zipper. It is a little unfortunate that I had to add this because it kind of like blocks out this web right here, but my neck would not be able to fit through without it. So I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. So anyways, yeah, these are my own logo designs. There's the back one, And then there is the front. I added like these little like extra like popping out parts to give it some more dimension and to look cooler, I guess. The design for this costume was kind of inspired by the Ultimate Spider-Man, like the TV show. I'll put up a picture. And I didn't want to do like the full red sleeve. I wanted to like have it like a cut off, because that's what I was going to do originally for my old classic suit, but I just wanted to go for a little bit of a different route for this costume. So yeah, there's the shirt piece. After that, I made the pants, which were a pain in the ass. Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but originally I bought some blue fabric from Walmart thinking that it was going to work. And I mean, it could have worked, honestly. It's a nice blue color and a nice stretchy blue spandex. But when I made my original leg pattern, it was just way, way too small, way too tight, and everything was just ripping. And yeah, it did not go out well. So when I went to buy this new fabric, it was textured originally. It was much darker, which was like more of a classic feel. So it's like in some lighting, and like it looks black, like you can see in some of these areas. And yeah, these pants definitely had to do a little tightening. I have like this little mark right here from when I had to tighten the waist because it was way too big. Still is a little too big, but anyways. I also forgot to mention, I am forgetting a lot of things, aren't I? That this is a 7-piece Spider-Man costume, so like just like in the comics, so it all snaps together with buttons, the shirt, the pants, the boots, and the gloves. I'm not using the mask because the mask I can easily take off and on and off. But yeah, that's the pants. Not too bad, you know, pretty simple, but they work well, and they're very comfortable too. That's a good thing. Oh boy, the gloves. This part of the costume was probably the hardest thing to do out of the entire thing. Now, during the process of making this costume, my sewing machine kept on like acting up, and like the string would go everywhere, and it just really stressed me out, so I had to take breaks every now and then. But when I made these gloves, it was probably the most stressful part of the suit. Now, firstly, I know it wasn't going to be easy to sew the gloves, but trying to like, while you're using a sewing machine, trying to make like a curve is so difficult instead of just like a 90-degree or a 45-degree angle. So when making this glove, you can kind of tell by the fingers, it was definitely hard to make. The first one went well, but I did waste a lot of fabric, unfortunately, when making the gloves because they were just too tight, too small, too big, and it was just such a difficult process. But I'm glad I finally got them done, and they look great. You know, I did a different I did a little bit of a different palm pattern. Oh, flip with like the lines, which is also on my other classic suit, and I just think those look cool and I like it. Okay, so now on to the final part of the costume, which is the boots. This was probably the easiest thing to make out of the entire costume because it's just basically a U shape and then a cut off. So yeah, all I had to do was sew that together, draw the lines on, and that's basically it. You know, just have to sew on the buttons, and everything went well together. And I just wanted to say that I'm really proud of this costume. It took me only about a month to make, surprisingly, which isn't that long, and I really am proud of this suit. I'll put up some pictures at the end of the entire suit all together. I posted a lot of progress pictures on Snapchat, and I'll post this up here too. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I might be wearing this suit in the future, who knows. Sorry it's been a while since I've posted. I've been really busy with a lot of things. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. I just ripped the hole in my pants. Oh!